It has received high acclaim from reviewers and players alike, been re-released so many times that I've lost count, and sold over 60 million copies across all platforms. Not all sales data for games is exact or public, as it's on the publishers or devs to report it, but of all the information that's out there, this makes it the 8th best-selling game of all time. And what's most impressive about that is that it's one of only 2 games in the top 10 that's single-player only. Since its release, it has been a force to be reckoned with.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Now I'm surprised I made it to like episode 28. And there's so many fucking memes about Skyrim, to be honest. I mean, I've played Skyrim for like a good 12 years. And there's so many different quests to Skyrim as well, and there's so many different locations to visit in Skyrim. And have the companions quest line in like the College of Winterhold, and like there's so many different quests to Skyrim. And there's so many different mods, like Helgen Reborn is a great mod, to be honest. I've played it quite a bit. We'll probably play some more Skyrim.
Sell out, Sven or Faendal, and this sucks. The quest makes it clear that both these guys are scumbags, but once you reach the point of figuring that out, there is no way to tell Camilla about it. So you either have to pick a side and let her continue to spend time with someone that's manipulating her, or you just do nothing, neither of which feels like a satisfying end if you are trying to play as a moral character. And these kinds of decisions are pretty commonplace. More often than not, you are extremely limited in the responses you can have to any given situation, and the options you are posed with often don't account for.
I mean, there's been so many additions to Skyrim's that's been released. First it was like the Legendary Edition, then the Special Edition, then the Anniversary Edition. And I keep just playing the same game, to be honest. I mean, there's lots of different mods for Skyrim which, make the game great, and there's still lots of big mod projects, and I think with time the mods are going to work out. Beyond Skyrim's quite a good mod as well.
One of the biggest contributors to this shift was the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which released in the early 2000s and achieved levels of success that no one could have ever expected, creating a demand for more stories that felt like it. This gave fantasy games a much larger target demographic to aim towards, helping many titles in that space become even more relevant. Now, the success of Lord of the Rings definitely helped Skyrim in some ways, but a different fantasy series played a much more impactful role in its success. That, of course, being Game of Thrones. The show premiered in April.
And there's so many playstyles to Skyrim. It's so fucking funny, to be honest. Can be a marksman or a mage or any playstyle, and just, play the game how you want. It's sort of like an RPG. I think that's what's good about RPGs, to be honest. They give the player freedom to pick. And there's lots of different games, but Skyrim is really the best because there's a lot of customization to Skyrim, which I think is great, to be honest.
Back a fair bit to not oversaturate their messaging. They showed off a few demos at events, but for a good while, there wasn't a ton of information about the game beyond the main trailers. This strategy offered tons of room for speculation and intrigue, causing a lot of conversations about the game to be fan-driven as opposed to marketing-driven. And it worked. People talked about it regularly and even started memeing about aspects of the game well before it released. This kind of strategy has become pretty popular with established studios.
And Skyrim is really the best game because how they made the game, it's just it's next level, to be honest. All the different locations, how they made the armor and stuff, and just the landscapes and everything. It just works, to be honest. And that's why it sold so well. That's why it's one of the best selling games of all time, because it's really the best game of all time.
Items and abilities you'll likely cycle between that you'll never cover them all. So whether it be the favorites menu or the main menu, you'll be pausing the action regularly and scrolling through everything you have, as there is no real way to sort stuff to get to the things you want to use. In theory, reminding you about all the other things you have at your disposal. While these breaks in action can be annoying, they also lead to some incredible moments where you notice something far more useful in your inventory than what you were looking for that helps you overcome a challenge. Furthermore, even though the game scales to your level, there are some enemies placed around the world with set.
There's also a lot of channels that cover Skyrim, even to this day. I mean, it's been 15 years, and it's still as popular as it was then, now. I mean, I don't think any game can top Skyrim, to be honest. I mean, I know there's all these other games, and, but I don't think they have, the open world, and it's not quite the same as Skyrim. Skyrim's, something that's like 1 in a billion, to be honest.
Nutrients flowing through my body. And I'm not just going to do this casually. In order to get completely detached from my reality and completely locked into Skyrim's, I'm going to black out every window in my house, cover up every clock, and do the entire thing in one sitting, which, because Skyrim's day-night cycle is 72 minutes long, is going to take more than 24 straight hours. Now, before we can just dive into the challenge, we have to figure out the two main aspects of an average life in Skyrim: where we're gonna live and where we're going.
And you have the different characters like Sven and stuff, and like there's lots of memes even to this day about Sven, and there's so many memes from Skyrim. And I mean, I think, you know, making a game similar to Skyrim would be quite easy. It's just that, like, no other game has tried that. And in Skyrim, it's all about collecting the gold, lol.
20 times faster than the timescale of real life. So in order to make sure that we match our real life hunger cycles to the hunger cycles of our Skyrim peasant character, we have to adjust the portions of food so we can eat equally as often as our character would without stuffing ourselves to the point of exploding and dying. This also means that I will be eating plain vegetable stew roughly every 20 minutes for the next 24 hours, but we'll deal with the consequences of that later. After finishing breakfast, we headed out the door for our first day of working the land, and the first thing that struck me...
There's all these, like, challenge videos to Skyrim as well. Like, can play any playstyle, can, you know, use mods to sort of, like, alter time in Skyrim. There's so much to do in Skyrim, to be honest. And, you know, there's, you know, mods like this, where it's about, like, you know, trying to get through Skyrim. And, like, surviving the landscape as well of Skyrim.
To my Twitch chat for a second, and I saw something interesting. People were telling me that I needed to check the time scale in the game because they thought something was wrong. So I pulled up the Skyrim console commands and I checked the time scale. And it turned out, for once in their lives, chat was right.
All right, I'm going to take the advice of the person who said to do the show time scale. 10. Isn't it supposed to be 20? It's supposed to be 20, I thought.
It is supposed to be 20, but somehow, maybe because of some of the mods I tried to install for the...
This person's so fucking dedicated to this game, though. It's like so invested in this challenge, and, you know, that's what Skyrim's about, to be honest. It's about, like, trying new things in the game, using mods, so there's, like, something new to do. So the game doesn't get boring, but because playing the Dragonborn questline over and over again, you know, gets boring.
Performance to this whole thing, right? The experiment doesn't work if I don't intentionally take it seriously and make an effort to engage. But in a funny meta way, a human being given the power of the gods is kind of exactly what happened. You know, Skyrim the video game, like the code that makes the game run, bestowed upon one of its NPCs a new power that I, the player, bore witness to. And without an immediate rational explanation for that power, I attributed that to God. God, in this case, being the game's code, which I think makes...
I find playing Skyrim with mods, like, better than, like, the base game, because the base game can get boring. But, you know, when you add mods like Helgen Reborn and other mods that add, like, you know, new things to the game, it's just, you know, it's such a great game. And you have, like, Conquest of Skyrim as well. And Conquest of Skyrim, like, you know, adds the ability for the player to lose, and you know that's what's good about Conquest of Skyrim. It adds to the game.
How much of a mess this is making?
And eat a bunch of wood shavings while testing out the mouthfeel of my newly created spoon.
Pretty good. Tastes like wood.
The spoon didn't turn out half bad though. Here it is. You probably can't see it. I can zoom in a little bit. I'm proud of it. Week 2 of the challenge was just really boring. And by this point I was getting actually tired. I still had no sense of what time of day it was in real life, but in my body it felt like it was 9 p.m. 14 hours after.
Anyways, I've been going on about Skyrim for a while now. You know, this is probably the end of the video, and this will probably be the last video for now. But, you know, I'm going to try and, in the future, make more videos. And in conclusion, good luck, everyone. And I'm going to try and make more videos as well.
Hey, idiot! I don't have internet!
This is how legends are made.
See this coming? Bang!
I see. And you can fucking snap online.
This
Which means
is how
you're a dead
legends
man
are
walking.
made.
Friend?
What are you gonna do about it, lord ass?
Oh, nothing. Just this.
This is how legends are made. Got one lightning inside me. Oh, just you watch. This is
I guess it pays to be a night owl. You can die for 5 cubicle dwelling near you.
oh, just you watch.
So subscribe now.
This
Click that
is how
button down there,
legends are
up there,
made.
sideways.